Hi, I'm Markus from Scene TV.
And I'm Kelly from Glam Adelaide.
And today we're at the Hennessy Rooftop Bar at the Mayfair Hotel where we're meeting with Real Housewives of Melbourne star Gina Liano.
So welcome to Adelaide.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
Not for a long time. I used to bring my children here all the time and I actually quite love it, but I haven't had an opportunity to get back.
Yeah.
So it's good to be here.
Well, you're here just in time for Fringe.
Yes.
I hear it's a fleeting visit, but next time you come back, we'll have to make sure that we line up some shows for you. Being the epitome of an entertainer, you've got your reality television obviously behind you, but Cinderella's coming up.
Yes. Oh, nice.
So The Wicked Stepmother.
Wicked Stepmother, that's my debut in theatre.
Yes.
I did a little production, but it was nothing like this. So,
And when does that all happen?
that is in Sydney from the 1st of July to the 11th, I think.
Okay, fantastic. And that's sort of backing up your stint on Neighbours as well. So we're seeing
Sort
a lot
of,
more of you.
yes.
Yeah.
It's the acting bug, I think.
Yeah.
And well, look, fabulous. Of course, why we are here is season 3 of Real Housewives of Melbourne is about to commence on Feb 21st, isn't it?
Yes.
And so what adventures are we in for? There's going to be a roller coaster of emotions again, I'm sure.
I think it's actually probably the most spectacular out of all the seasons so far, definitely.
Are there fireworks?
Oh, there's just crazy. It's crazy town. Yeah, the girls are crazy. It's been a lot of fun, actually. And I think that you pick up that energy, you know, that everybody's having so much fun. But actually, some of the girls are not having so much fun at different times. But I think that it's definitely high energy. It's actually spectacular.
Oh, gorgeous. And of course, one of your longtime friends, Suzy McLean, is in the show. She's come on board. How's that all gone? Has she slipped in quite well?
I think she has, actually. I didn't spend a lot of time filming with her. We always film together as a group once a week. And I think, so I didn't really get any one-on-one time with Suzy, but I think she's actually done quite well.
Yeah, wonderful.
So I'm asking a question from those of us who are uninitiated. In the series, you've done 2 series, in the 3rd series as well. You do a lot of travel, you do interesting things. I mean, I saw the episode where you did the dog races in the park.
Yes.
Are these the sort of things that you would have done outside of the show? Or, I mean, because we know it's unscripted.
Yes.
We know that everything is sort of natural, but are the scenarios natural for these women? Are these things that you guys would have done?
Look, we probably wouldn't have had a doggy race, I don't think. But apart from things like that, I think we had a dog party. Well, we did have a dog party as well.
Yeah.
I think everything else is pretty much organic, really.
Yeah.
Like we would all go to dinner if we were a group, and it may not necessarily be the same girls.
Yeah.
But half a dozen of you might go to a red carpet event.
Yeah, and it looks like you've done some travel in season 3.
Yes, we've been to Dubai and we've been to Byron Bay for a wedding. So there, I loved Dubai. I felt like I was in Aladdin's cave and
well, I think
Genie's
it suits
bottle.
you, yeah. And I'm sure you did some shopping.
Yeah, well, we didn't get a lot of time. We were working hard, but...
Oh, wonderful. And so speaking of fashion, tell us about your favourite designer.
Look, I like to support Australian designers as much as possible, and I don't like to say necessarily one over the other, but I do tend to gravitate to a label called Belluccio, which is a design or a label that I wear to the Logies and to red carpet events. I love the embellishment and the detail and the designs, so I tend to sort of gravitate to them.
Okay, fantastic. And have you been across any of Adelaide fashion before? We've got Adelaide Fashion Festival here, obviously.
No, I haven't actually. I've got a fashion industry background.
Yeah.
But I haven't done it for a few years now because I've been practicing law.
Yeah.
But I'm sure historically I have.
I'll have to make sure we get some gowns under your nose.
Yes, absolutely. Bring them over. I'm in the hotel.
Yeah. So you've got, I guess, such an interesting background, property development, you've got your fashion background, the law, perfume, author.
Yeah.
So how's your book going?
Yeah, good, actually. It was a bestseller when it came out in April of last year, which was, so flattering for me that there was, everyone's got a story, everyone's got an autobiography.
Yeah.
But the fact that anybody was even interested or remotely interested. I mean, it's consistent with being in reality TV, but it was just an overwhelming response. So it was
And do you
fantastic.
think that that's helped, I guess, bring viewers to the show because people can see that, you know, you've gone through this journey and, you know, anyone can make anything of themselves if they've got the passion?
Yeah, but I don't know if it happened that way round, that people read the book and then were brought to the show, or whether they were watching the show and then they
Read the book.
read the book.
Yeah.
But I think either way that, there's definitely a clear message in there that you can really achieve whatever you want.
Yeah.
And, you can defy the odds and you can be fearless and, achieve what you want.
And what can people who haven't seen the show, what can they expect to learn? I mean, I think you've got some pretty great messages and you've got a good following on social media and people love what you stand for. Do you think if people come and see the show for the first time, what are they going to get out of seeing you interacting with everyone?
Well, if they've read the book, I suppose they'll know my history when they look at me. I mean, I think that I present as somebody who's not necessarily particularly approachable up front, but I think when people get to know me, that they can see that I'm pretty throwdown and easygoing and down to earth and, don't take anything too seriously. And I think that if they've read the book, they'll see the reason why I'm like that, and that's because I've never been a princess about anything. I've worked hard and I've had vision and focus and drive and, and I've achieved what I have through hard work. So that's very humbling, and so is knowledge. And, I've studied for a long time at university and I've lived a long life and been around the block 100 times, and so that's quite humbling despite how I look.
Fantastic. And to wrap it up, let's do word association. I don't know if you've done this before.
Yeah.
Let's give it a whirl. So I'm going to give you some names, clearly from the show, and
These
come up with a word.
booby-trapped.
Exactly. So let's start it off with Jackie.
Shine.
Shine.
That's one word said 3 times.
Janet.
Interesting. But I do love her.
We all do.
No, I love Janet.
Sheikah.
Stable.
Gamble.
Funny.
Petit fleur.
Trying to find one word to describe her. God.
That could be a sentence if you like.
Hard work.
And of course, I don't know if you're aware of this one, Gina.
Me?
Yeah.
Fearless.
There we go. Wonderful. Gina, that was delightful. Thank you so
you.
much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Gina, and all the best with the new season. We'll be tuning in on February the 21st and watching all the action. You've been watching Scene TV today, and we'll see you again very soon for a new episode.